That's going to be a high dollar deal. That is going to be a high dollar deal. What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean and Green Lawn Service in beautiful South Georgia. Hey, hope y'all having a great day today. I'm going to show y'all something, man. I'm going to show y'all something. So, y'all look at this now. Look at this. Guy from the church that does lawn care tagged me in this. Man, it's a big old place. I measured it out. I don't know if I'm gonna put no bid in, but it's tempting. I just want to ride through and look at it. You know, that's kind of like a new car, right? Oh, I'm just gonna go look. Oh, I'll just drive it. Oh, I done messed around and bought it. There's 8 softball fields, or ball fields, baseball, softball, whatever. 2 football fields. All of this, man. This is 30 acres. Didn't I say I was getting out the lawn business? Here's 2 football fields. 1, 2 over there. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of detail about this in a minute. Y'all just hang with me. We ain't done yet. We still riding now. Y'all still with me? It's crazy, ain't it? Just a shout out one of my subscribers, Brother Harry Milton. He's got a field back there. See, now I ain't quite sure how that ties into it. The bid sheet don't make a lot of sense to me. This is the sheet here I printed out. As y'all see, I've already been looking at it. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. These fields, the fields, so the 8 softball fields and the 2 football fields, they got to be cut 77 times a year. You didn't hear that wrong. 77 times a year. Okay? From March to September, they got to be cut twice a week. And then for 3 months, they got to be cut once a week. And then it don't have anything on there for them for a couple of months. So I don't know if they just let them lay here dormant or what they do. That's why I said the directions don't make a lot of sense. But now get this. Weed eating around all these poles and pavilions and all of this, it's got weed eating on there twice a year. The spec sheet says you got to cut within 8 inches of everything. Now it looks to me like that's probably what it is. I bet you come weed eat it, and it looks to me like they've been spraying it. So I think that's what happens. You weed eat, and then the wreck part comes through here, and they must spray it. Because you can tell, I can look at it and tell, because weeds are growing, not grass, that it's been sprayed. This is wild, man. Right down this side too. I mean, this is what's crazy is this is bigger than the college, really, but there's a lot of stuff in the way. And now it's some good cutting grass, because they keep all that inside there, man. They keep that stuff treated. You know, you ain't dealing with no bahia up in there. Which cutting it wouldn't be no problem. Oh, and edge twice a year. So it only had, from what I'm reading now, unless I'm reading it wrong, what it says is weed eat and edge twice a year. Once in like March and then once in September. That's it. Unless I'm reading it wrong. So man, this is mostly just mowing, man. I mean, like, I sent Elro over here with a trailer. He just be over here mow all day. You know. It need to be blowed off, you know. But I don't know, dude. I mean, now I bet a bunch of people bidding on it, but I'm gonna talk about that in just a minute too, because there's a catch. There's a catch to who can bid on it. So let me get out here and get in this traffic, because this school's about letting out, buses running around. I don't want to be on this thing. Let me get on the road here and we'll talk about what the catch is to this property. All right, so here's the catch. And by catch, it ain't really a catch, but this will limit the field. 3 things. Number 1, you got to send in, these are sealed bids that you got to send in. You got to send in a list of equipment that you'll use on the property. Now, they just been cutting this stuff with 0 turns. They ain't been bagging it, nothing like that, just cutting it. Which if you keep it cut twice a week, like the fields, you know, you ain't, and you got good grass, I mean, you're not dealing, I guess, with a lot of clippings or whatever. That's the first catch. So you can't have if you got a trailer and a lawnmower, they ain't gonna look at it. They're not gonna give it to you. You gotta have enough equipment. They want somebody gonna be dependable, got plenty of stuff, right? I may not even have enough stuff for what they want. I don't know. And I ain't even decided to bid on it yet, but I am thinking about it. Number 2, $1 million of liability insurance. $1 million. It's not hard to get. It's not hard to get. But somebody that's just doing this a little bit on the side probably ain't gonna want to pay for that insurance, right? Maybe they will, I don't know. Anybody could do that. So far, so good, right? Number 3, must sign an affidavit showing proof that you as a company use E-Verify. E-Verify. What about that? Well, it's not hard to do. I have E-Verify. The reason I have E-Verify is because I work for the college. It's a state contract. Gotta have E-Verify. Now, what's the catch to E-Verify? When you sign an affidavit saying you have E-Verify, and when you sign up for E-Verify, once you sign up for that, every person who ever works for you must go through E-Verify. Now, I'm not saying you can't cut corners. I'm not saying you can't pay people under the table. I'm not saying you can't do those things. I'm telling you, legally, by the law, every person, not just the people who work on that job. So I can't, you know, hire 3 more people and say, well, they're not going to cut to college. I'm just going to use them to run another route. E-Verify, once you sign up for it, you are legally declaring that every person you hire will go through E-Verify prior to employment, or be employed pending the results of E-Verify, whichever way. A lot of companies don't use E-Verify here. Why? Because there are people working who would not get through E-Verify. They're not legal to work. Now, I'm not getting into a debate about immigration and all that stuff. That ain't what this is about. I'm just telling you. All right? That's the way it is. So, as I look at this bid, as I look at this paper, and I look at that and I go, well, that's going to limit you down certainly to, I mean, that paper's going to limit you down to legit companies. Now, there's a lot of legit companies around here, so, you know, I'm not saying that. But here's the deal. When you're dealing with legit companies, you got people who, they got a business license, they got, because you're going to have to show what your business is to go through E-Verify. So you got a business license, you got decent liability insurance, you got employees, you got equipment, and you're using E-Verify. Those kind of people who meet that criteria are not going to go in and underbid a job like this, so that you're not competing against. And there's nothing wrong with this, but you know, there's all kind of names for them. One of the most famous is probably chucking a truck, right? Chucking a truck is a guy he got a lawnmower, a weed eater, and a blower maybe, and he's doing yards that a business would charge $60 for. He's doing them for $35, right? You can't compete with chucking a truck. His overhead's not there. Chucking a truck ain't really making any money, but he doesn't know that yet. It takes him a season to figure out his equipment's wore out and he can't upgrade, right? Nothing wrong with that though. A lot of people who are in business now started that way and learned from it. I started that way, in a sense. I mean, I started almost by accident, but you know, then you begin to learn. You know, you begin to, hey man, I can remember I thought $35 an hour was good money. Then I started looking at my numbers and I started figuring stuff up, and I said, okay, it cost me $20 an hour to operate. So now, that was overhead, mowers, fuel, all that stuff, right? So then I started thinking, well, goodness, I'm only making $15 an hour. I might as well be flipping burgers, right? You think about that. So, you know, price goes up, and finally you get to where you got a profitable business. So, that's what I'm saying. The people that's going to bid on that, the companies, they're going to be legit, profitable companies who are going to end up with that contract. I would think. I could be wrong. Now, this is not a slight on anybody. I live in rural South Georgia. Mostly that means a lot of people have connections. There's no secret that there are things, there are jobs, just like in some big corporations, honestly. There are jobs and opportunities that get posted. Why do they post them? Formality. They already know who's going to do it. They've already decided who's going to do it. This is just a process you have to go through to pick the person they already knew they were going to pick, right? Could be some of that. Who knows, right? So, who knows? Who knows whether I'll bid on it? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But I can't do it without talking to somebody because there's not enough clarification on this paper. The bids are due next week. Wouldn't take me long to get it together because all I'm going to do is figure up how many cuts there is, you know, what our price is for large properties like that. I'm going to do the multiplication. I'll outline maps on Google Maps to show them what we're bidding so there's no confusion about that. And I'll print it off and I'll submit it to them if I do it. So, and all the little details they got in here would be written out in the estimate. We only weed eating twice a year, only edging twice a year. Otherwise, we mowing within 8 inches of everything, and this is the frequency that we're doing it. This is how much we're gonna charge. There you go. Now, that's gonna be a high dollar deal. That is gonna be a high dollar deal. It would be for me. I would think whoever bids on it better be a high dollar deal. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with y'all. We'll see what happens. I went by to look at another property, but the guy wasn't there. I know. Anyway, so I didn't get to show you that. But hey, I'm going to go ahead and close out the video. Appreciate you watching. My prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you and that you might see all of your blessings as from him.